Welcome back to Very Late Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. We are live on triathlete.com, and we are presented by Epson. We're at the IT World Triathlon Championships here for the Hall of Fame inductions. Hamish Carter just got inducted, 2004 Olympic gold medalist. Talk a little bit about just the whole feeling here. You mentioned family. Family was a big part of your presentation, and obviously over the years we've become a big family. Short distance family, long distance family. Talk a little bit about why the family part was so important to you.
Oh, look, I think it really comes down to the bonds you make with the people in the sport.
Yeah.
Like, I've been away from triathlon for 10 years and coming back here for this weekend in Chicago, seeing a lot of familiar faces, people that you spent so much time with, people that you went through so much victory and when things didn't work out. So you kind of have this connection, and it's really, really unique. And I think it really speaks to the character of the sport, which when you're doing it, you don't necessarily think about it until you've had some time away from it.
So I was just talking to McKeely, and another thing you mentioned was, the sport changed. It was a non-drafting sport, then all of a sudden, to get into the Olympics, we got to be a drafting sport. Was that tough for you to adapt to that?
Oh, it was incredibly tough. You just figure out how to race in a non-drafting race, and then they change. It changes, and then it's multi-lap, and it's no error bars, and you've got you can draft, and it becomes tactical, and courses changed, and so it really changed the way you trained and the type of athlete that could win races. And it took everyone a couple of years to figure out how do you race, how do you be the right athlete for these. So really, really difficult to figure that out. And but as I said, the leadership of ITU had this clear vision.
Yes.
And I think here we are today, it's a reflection of that vision, it's the realisation of it. And it was tough, but the growing pains, we came out the other end stronger and better.
It was funny because during those early days, obviously all of us from Ironman world were going, oh my God, they're adding drafting. It was like a different sport.
Yeah.
It was like different athletes, different sport. And watching some of the ITU athletes come into the longer distance and seeing what Jan Frodeno is doing. When you look at where it came from and where it is now, how do you compare those eras?
I think it's inevitable for a young sport like triathlon, it's still quite young, is that it will evolve and it'll evolve again.
Yeah.
And I think athletes are now going faster than they ever have, and they'll continue to get faster. And I think that's the remarkable thing to be able to watch these guys and girls when they're going flat out, for an hour and a half, or even if you're talking about Ironman for 8 hours. It's just remarkable what the human body can do. That's amazing.
What I was going to ask you about, 2000 Olympics, you go in as one of the top ranked guys, people figure you're going to get a medal. How hard was that to come away from that Olympics without a medal?
It was really hard. For me, my whole career was pointing to that event, and when it didn't go well, you really have to do some soul searching to figure out, do I want to go do that again?
4 years. It's not like it's next year.
No,
it's 4 years.
And it's on one day, and you got one shot.
Yeah.
And it feels like a very long way away. And it's hard to approach it again when the possibility of the same thing happening again is highly likely.
Yeah.
So, but you also got to accept that the Olympics is still an amazing and incredible experience to be part of as an athlete.
Right.
Sure, you want to experience it, but of course you want to win a medal. So there's this inevitable sort of draw towards the Olympics, and you want to go, I think I can do it again. And luckily, my career, I was resilient enough to come back after Sydney, and things went my way, and I managed to win in Athens.
So here you are coming down the stretch at 2004, and you're going to have a battle, not just with the guy, but Bevan Docherty, a fellow Kiwi.
Yeah.
So one of you guys is going to get the gold, one's going to get the silver, and you don't want to be the guy getting the silver.
No, I wasn't happy with that, and it was Bevan's first Olympics.
Yes.
And I think he had also won the world title in 2004.
Yep.
And for me, it was my only shot, and so I was,
You figured you were pretty much.
Yeah. But,
done,
at the same time, Bevan was willing to do anything to win that race as well. I think our rivalry, lifted both our performances, and that's why we were both on the podium that day. I think that sense of there's two of us up here and we're going to control this race, and that's what we could do.
How did it change your life, winning the gold medal?
It does change your life. It's, of course, from a small country.
Yes.
A lot of people saw the race, and a lot of people it affected them, and in a positive way.
Absolutely.
And for a country like New Zealand, there's a huge amount of pride when one of our own wins a medal at something like the Olympics.
Yes.
It's really personal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's pretty special when your own achievement can reflect on others in such a powerful way. And I think that's the beauty of sport. You really, your achievement, the failures you have, people, experience everything with you. So it's really close to everyone's heart.
So what are you up to now?
Working. Just started after 10 years outside of sport. Just started to work back inside sport. Yeah, so
what were you doing outside of sport, or just?
When I retired, I was at a software company for a few years, and then I was at a brewery for a few years. So I just went and experienced some different things, and it's been really neat just to get out of my comfort zone in a totally different way.
Right.
Learn a whole lot of new things, and now it kind of feels like I'm got something to offer back to sport, having been away from it for a short time.
Sometimes when you're away for something, you appreciate it more.
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah, you do. And I think if I just stayed there, I would have probably been fine. But it is your passion, so you kind of it's just brilliant. And just being here tonight, the people here are just remarkable human beings.
Really.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations on everything you've accomplished. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Thanks again.
All right. Again, This is Late Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. We are brought to you by Epson. We're airing on triathlete.com. Hold on, everyone. We will be right back.